Hello everybody, Darlene here from D3 Creations. Today we are going to be making a You Are My Sunshine goat milk soap. So what I have laid out for you today are our oils. So we are using a tallow, beef tallow, castor oil, palm oil, and coconut oil. So the only thing that I've deviated a little bit from is I've used the tallow instead of palm oil and for this recipe because I want it to come out nice, white, creamy, and have a lot of lather. So typically you use a tallow in this part and it works out just fine. Then we have our goat milk and lye solution, and you can see that it's yellow. As I have said before in other videos, my local farm that I get my goat's milk from typically turns a little bit yellow when I add the lye to it. I'm not sure if it's the goat or what, but it works out really good. It turns a really ugly color. Doesn't smell too nice either until we put the fragrance in. But the goat milk properties, as you know in the soap, has tremendous benefits for the skin. So mica-wise, we are using four different colors. One is just going to be white. The base of this is going to be white with titanium dioxide. And then we have three different colors here. So I have a fizzy lemonade, which is my favorite yellow that I use. It comes from Brambleberry. Then we have a pink vibrance, which comes from Nurture Soap. Pink Vibrance from Nurture Soap. And then in here, I have two different kinds of greens, so we're going to see how it works out. The last one was a little bit darker, so I tried to lighten it up with a green mantis from Nurture Soap, and then also the green Vibrance from Nurture Soap. And then, of course, the titanium dioxide. Then we have our fragrance oil all laid out, and we are using a yuzu from Brambleberry. That's what makes the You Are My Sunshine scent. And of course, we are using our 2-pound silicone molds. And then of course, you need to have your stick blender and some kind of, tool or spoon, spatula, whisk, whatever you prefer to work with. So before I dump my lye in and get to trace, I'm going to go ahead and just give this a quick little stir. Just all the goat milk proteins, I guess, kind of float to the top. So you got to kind of give it a stir before you whisk it on in. I'm soaping at a little bit of a lower temperature. Right now I'm at about 50, 60, probably about between 60 and 70 degrees. And that's okay because I don't want to trace super fast, so I won't be able to work with my swirls. So I'm going to go ahead and dump in my lye solution into my water. And I didn't melt my oils all the way down, so you can still see the tallow, so I'm just going to go ahead and the lye will heat it up and it will melt itself, so that's okay. Unfortunately, the little microwave that I have downstairs in my little work area, this big bucket, when I soap in this container, doesn't fit in there, so I end up using more containers. So I go ahead and sometimes just decide to just leave the oils whole and then let the lye kind of do its job. Totally up to you. And there we go. And of course, my handy dandy pink stick blender that I loved so much broke, so now I'm forced to go with the backup plan, which is okay. So I'm going to go ahead and add the fragrance into the entire batch because we're not using different fragrances. Okay, we're going to see how that works out. I've already pre-measured it, but I think I want to use a little bit less this time. So far, so good. So we're going to just divide this up. And I have about, I don't know, a tablespoon of colorant. I want more pink than the green and the yellow. So now to the base. Whoa. I'm going to go ahead and add my titanium dioxide. I'm going to add a little bit of extra because I want the bar to be super white, and with the goat milk it turns yellow, like I've said. So add a little bit more and we'll see how that does. So you can see how the color has changed. So one thing that I did forget to mention was that I added about a tablespoon and a half of ground oatmeal to this mixture. I just want to try something a little bit different, so I did add a little bit of oatmeal to this. Now we're yellow. Got a nice bright yellow there, which is good. Now we're going to move on to green. Hopefully this doesn't turn brown and it comes out the green that we want. So far it looks good. You can see that. I wanted it a little bit lighter, but that's okay. We can still work with this. Okay, and now our pink. And the pink always comes out nice. I never have a problem with the pink. Okay, so we've got our pink. Just want to give this a scrape off just because it doesn't seem like a lot, but I don't want to waste that much soap. And we're still fluid enough to get it on out of there. So I'm going to go ahead and disassemble my stick blender, which I'm learning how to use because it's not my normal pink one because it went bye-bye. Okay. So go ahead and just get a base in there of white. And I'm going to save a little bit of that for the top. Okay, so first thing first, the higher you go, the deeper your swirls go. So I'm going to go ahead and get some pink down on in there. Okay, it's good there. Followed by a green. Okay, it's good there. And now we're yellow. And I'm not going to bother. Yes, I am going to bother with the swirl. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. That was the one thing that I forgot. So I'm going to go ahead and just give this a very wide swirl. I don't want to overdo this bar, okay? And while I'm here, I'm just going to go ahead and just clean up my edges a little bit. And hopefully this bar comes out better than the other bar. So while this is setting, I will show you guys my soap fail, which I'm not sure if it's a total fail just yet. It just didn't come out as white as I'd liked it to. So it came out really nice. The only difference is that it's not as white as the normal You Are My Sunshine. So to this bar right here that I'm holding, I used shea butter, and I'm not sure if that made the difference or what, but it came out a little bit different than what I'm used to for the You Are My Sunshine bar. So it might be usable, it might not be. I'm gonna cure it for the full 30 days and see, and then, you know, do a test and see if it's usable or not. It might just be not as pretty as I'd like it. So that's why I'm remaking it here. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give that a little tap down. Now we're gonna go ahead and do our top. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get some pink down on in here. And I love this scent. It's my favorite. It is my bestseller. Of course, it won't be ready for 30 more days, which doesn't make me crazy happy, but, you know, good things come to those who wait. Isn't that what they say? So I'm going to go ahead and get some green. Now, this green is really dark, so I'm not going to do a whole lot of it, just a little bit. Okay. Now for the yellow. And I don't think we're going to swirl the top. I think we're just going to leave it like this. Maybe. We might swirl it. We'll see. Okay. So we've got some yellow in there. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit more pink because the yellow and the green kind of covered up the pink here. So I really want to make that pink come out. Pink is my favorite color. I love it. Alright, so we've got some more pink there. Give me a white. Now we're going to add a little bit of white. And I think we might just go right down the middle here. I'm still getting over that cold, and of course, when I soap all the fragrances and stuff, it just makes me start dripping right away, and probably doesn't help that I was out snowmobiling all morning in negative 15 degree weather. Yes, I said negative 15. I know, it's insane. But it was so much fun. I had just the greatest time. Okay, I'm gonna drop some more pink on there over the white. Okay, and then maybe a little bit more yellow. Might end up wasting a little bit this time. That's all right. It's not too much, so. And we're not going to swirl. I'm going to leave it. I think it looks very abstract, just the way it is. So we're going to leave it just like that. All right, and there is our You Are My Sunshine. So we're going to let this set for 24 to 48 hours, and then we're going to come back, and of course we're going to cut it and see how it turns out. And hopefully it turns out better than its sister, Ugly Betty, back there. So we will bring you back for the cutting and the unmolding. Thank you guys for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And you can visit www.d3creations.com for products and further information. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Happy New Year!